Welcome, folks, to downtown Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, site of this year's Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and, of course, part of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage, one last hurdle to clear before that national championship game. And today we're going to find out who's got the toughness and the depth to continue their drive and keep championship dreams alive. As we'll see the number 6 seed in this playoff, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on the number 7 seed in the playoff, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff semifinal. Which team will keep their national championship hopes alive today? The kickoff team is out there, and here we go with this playoff semifinal game. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. First down here for this offense. Here's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. When they hit him just as he releases the ball, it's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
QB tries it again here on 2nd and 10. And this one is caught.
I think it's important to kind of let your quarterback get into a rhythm early in the game. Sure, you'd love to see the big gains, but plays like this allow the quarterback to get settled into the game, find his rhythm, and then he can make the bigger plays later on.
In this opening possession, they'll face a 3rd down and 5. Quick throw caught on the left side. Breaks loose at the 45. Big gain, moves the ball across midfield to the 45.
Oh, the defense, they get this offense to a 3rd down early in the game, a chance to get him off the field, but instead this quarterback shows you why they've had such a great year with a conversion.
And the Ducks line up on 1st and 10 now. Looking to throw it again. And here comes a deep shot. And the ball is picked off. He's got some room and some blockers here. Now look at the return after the interception. Sets the offense up in good shape.
Oh, just a tough way to start this game for this offense. Throwing an interception on their very first drive. Now, see how their own defense will do, but they cannot panic. Make a couple adjustments and get ready next time they get the ball.
And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on 1st down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Grab behind the line. It's Gibson. In the clear at the 25. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a 1st down.
Well, another great throw by this quarterback to be able to pick up a 1st down and keep this drive alive. I'll tell you, he's starting to kind of feel like he's getting into a zone. And boy, Chris, over the years, how many Florida State quarterbacks have we seen get in that zone? Guys like Chris Wenke and Jameis Winston, Charlie Ward, and so many good signal callers that have played at FSU.
The Seminoles come to the line with 1st and goal. First and goal, handoff. Ball carrier brought down at the 4. Offense in great scoring position here. Offense facing 2nd and goal. Tailback with another carry. And he's brought down, but there is a penalty marker out there. Let's check out this call.
What I always love to see on these offsides call is when they're always pointing at each other. He did it. I didn't do it. Put it on him. We know this time It's on the defense. They're going to make the right call.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again.
What a great play by the defense here. Getting close to the goal line, not only do they come up with a big stop, but they send them backwards in the process.
We'll see what the offense dials up here on 3rd and goal. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Sacked. It's a loss back to the 6.
Now that is stepping up by this defense and coming up with a great play. Now 3rd and goal, you come up with a sack. Backs against the wall. They get this sack, and now forcing them into a possible field goal. And that's a win for the defense.
The coach is not feeling the field goal attempt. They're going for it on 4th and goal here. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. And it's broken up nicely. A defensive stop and a turnover on downs.
This is the chance you take here as an offensive coordinator and a play caller. You go for it here. You draw it up perfectly. You think this is the right play. And then the execution is not there. So the defense catches a break, and they get the ball back to their own offense.
And just a short gain this time. They're able to get him down.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
So let's see what they like here on 3rd and short from inside their own 20. Important to pick up this first down. Receiver makes the catch. And he goes down, but the important thing, it's enough to move the sticks and a fresh set of downs.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on 3rd down, get him the ball.
That completion makes it 2nd and medium. Now the handoff. Solid run. They'll bring it down to the 28-yard line.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this 3rd down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
So from the 28-yard line, it's a 3rd and manageable here. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Can they pick up the first on the ground? Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
So 2nd and 10 after the previous play. And the quarterback keeps it on the option. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. A big play here after the break. Offense trying to convert here on 3rd down. Quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. Punt over the middle. It's McClellan. The completion picks up about 8 yards, but sets up a 4th down play now. The offense with a major gamble here, going for it inside their own 40. Needs a completion here on 4th down. Trying to create here on the move. And it's picked off. Threw it across his body and paid the price. And that's a solid return after the interception.
I love this quarterback's athletic ability and the way he can create and improvise. Unfortunately here, he just didn't locate the defender when he throws the interception.
And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. The last possession, they passed on a field goal attempt, but got stopped on 4th down. Let's see how they play this one. The defense drops him for a loss. He went backwards there. A 2nd down behind the sticks now. And the Seminoles looking to crank up the tempo a bit. Caught behind the line. It's Payne. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. You take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
And the Noles come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Defense looking to bring heavy pressure here. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Escapes the pocket, but cannot make a play, and they sack him.
Well, I'll be honest, Chris, I'm really surprised he's trying to get outside like this to try to make a play. He's not the fastest at all. I think he was just desperate to try to come up with a play, and, man, it did not work out. That is a significant loss for the offense.
Looking for his back. It's caught. Nice pitch and catch. Touchdown, Noles. Strong game by this quarterback.
Chris, how about the call?
And the replay booth has signaled they want to stop and have another look at this one. So after taking a closer look, the officials are going to overturn that previous ruling on the field. This is crucial. Defense needing a stop on 3rd down, trying to force a field goal. Looking to pick up the 1st down through the air. They trap him and sack him back at the 10.
Nothing is more gratifying for a defense to be able to sit back and play zone and still get pressure on the quarterback with your defensive front.
The offense couldn't convert on 4th down the last time in this situation. Let's see if they can this time. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Intercepted in the end zone. Inside the 30. The 10. Takes the pick to the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
Wow, this is a risky throw here. It's so close to the goal line. This defender makes this interception, Chris. Sometimes you see a guy hesitate. He might think about taking a knee. This guy didn't. It gave him momentum and the speed that he needed to be able to get to the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. And the Seminoles offense comes back on the field. Let's see if they can bounce back from that costly mistake last time, a pick 6. Caught near the sideline. It's Moore. Heads out of bounds as a short gain on the play. The Noles looking to use the up-tempo offense here. Off play action, he's looking to throw.
Well, the defensive coordinator's accounting for everybody except the tight end. He couldn't have been any more wide open on that play. Nice gain downfield by the big man.
Hold on a second. The replay official has signaled that he wants to have another look at this play. Well, they took a look just to confirm it, but it looks like they got it right on the field. After the review, the play will stand. He's going to hand this off. He's found some room at the 45. In a big game before he goes out of bounds, the offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. About time this offense gets going. It's a 1st and 10. Takes the ball, tries the right side here. And they'll tackle him for a loss of 5 yards.
Hey, this defense continues to just be physical at the line of scrimmage. Offense can't do anything on the ground, and by doing that, this defense is allowing their defensive front to get pressure on the quarterback. Every time they drop back to throw, they become a one-dimensional offense.
Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. It's complete. Takes a big shot there from the defense, but moves the sticks. 1st down. A new set of downs after that completion. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Catch made in the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles.
Perfect timing here by this quarterback. Great read, puts the ball where his man can make a play on it, and they're an extra point away from tying this game up.
And the extra point was up and good. And with that extra point, we're all tied up now in the 2nd quarter. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. And so it'll be a touchback. Ball spotted at the 25. And that powerful Oregon offense retakes the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in 3rd down. What's an offense doing on 3rd down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend 1st down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that 1st down.
1st down play call. How aggressive will it be?
Well, it's so easy to get caught up in the receivers and the quarterback, and your eyes get lost. You forget about the running back. Nice catch and a 1st down for this offense.
Then he'll run out of bounds after picking up a few yards on the play.
Well, this is why running the football is so important. You run the ball and you don't play action. It affects the eyes of the safeties and the linebackers and frees up some space for the tight end to be able to pick up a nice gain.
That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down.
Well, I'm a big fan of the RPO, but it is a dangerous play for the quarterback. You got to make the right decision. On this play, it just seemed like he was a little hesitant, unsure, and it cost him here with an incompletion.
Caught for the completion. Breaks loose at the 40. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a 1st down.
Boy, the defense brought the blitz, but the quarterback not only recognizes it, but knows where to go with the football. Finds the back out of the backfield and picks up a 1st down.
1st down. Looking to throw the football. Catch made on the right side. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. They bring him down, but the junior quarterback showing off the cannon.
Chris, that's another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback.
Touchdown, Ducks. This quarterback on fire today.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. And the Florida State offense heads back onto the field. They've got a choice here in the final minute. Do they get aggressive, try to cut into this lead, or play it? And he lofts it toward the sideline. The catch is made for a huge pickup. Tackle made quickly, but a big chunk play for this offense through the air. Fresh set of downs for the offense after that 1st down completion. He'll hand it off. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
I mean, Chris, you have to admire this offense. They continue to try to sprinkle in the run game, even though it's not been able to really get established. But they're not just becoming one-dimensional. You got to respect that, and hopefully at some point it'll pay off.
Running out of time in the pocket. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
And you got to love this if you're a defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
Linebacker is maybe trying to confuse the line with some movement. Cannot escape that ferocious pass rush. It's a sack. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the second quarter. So on fourth down, the decision is to trot out the field goal team. And it's good.
I was watching this guy in pregame. He has got a strong leg. I'm surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So they settled for 3 here, and now the kickoff. See if the opposing offense can answer before halftime. And the return starts just inside the end zone. And he's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive. So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of the half. Chance for just a couple more plays. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays before halftime. Game moves the ball to the 37. Another first down. Quarterback making some changes at the line. Here comes a first down pass attempt. We'll take a deep shot. Incomplete with 4 seconds remaining. Time for just 1 more play.
You know, I like the quarterback's patience here, and instead of trying to force the issue and squeeze the ball into coverage, he just decides to just basically throw it away and live for the next down.
Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. He's moving out of the pocket. And the pass falls incomplete on the final play of this first half. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback will start the 25. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. And looking to throw now on first down. Pass ball is incomplete, but there's a penalty marker. So let's check out that. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. No press here. The defense backing away. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Finds a man to the left. Big catch downfield. Potentially a touchdown-saving tackle, but not before a long completion.
My gosh, this receiver is outstanding. A huge play for this Florida State offense. And I tell you, you and I have been coming into Tallahassee a long time. We've seen some great receivers. Guys like Johnny Wilson, most recently, a big, tall target. Anquan Bolden could do everything. Maybe one of my favorite players of all time, Peter Warrick. And going back to Fred Biletnikoff, played, of course, in Florida State.
That completion sets up a second down play. Offense will keep it on the ground here. Run it up the middle, but stuffed for no gain. The Seminoles come to the line in a hurry-up. Quarterback in the shotgun here on 3rd down. Quick throw complete to the tight end. Now pass on the field goal attempt. The offense on the field going for it on 4th down.
Chris, great effort here by this defense to keep him short of the first down. Now they've got a tough decision to make here on this 4th down and short.
And the Seminoles churn out another first down. That's a design quarterback keeper. They've got him, but he picks up 8 yards. Sets up a nice 2nd and 2.
These quarterbacks today in the college game are so athletic. They can beat you with their arm, obviously. But just when you think you have them figured out, they tuck the ball and go. I'd expect this defense to put in a spy to keep this quarterback from running.
They'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
So here we go. 3rd down in the red zone. The kind of play that decides football game. It's intercepted. Tried to fire it into a tight window. Look out. He's got some space. Across midfield. He's past the 30. Inside the 10. Return to pick 6. Touchdown, Oregon. And a pick 6. A monster play by this defense here.
That defender showed a lot of athletic ability there with the ball in his hands. I wouldn't be surprised if the head coach watching that thought about maybe giving him some reps as a returner after that touchdown.
Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. And the Seminoles offense comes back on the field. They're trying to recover from that last possession. They had things going, but then a pick 6. And he'll loft this one deep to the left side. Downfield shot falls incomplete. Couldn't quite connect there.
Well, this defense has this quarterback rattled. An interception the last series. He almost threw another one.
So 2nd down after the incompletion. Looking for the wideout. It is complete. What a grab by the receiver right near the sideline.
Good job with the offensive line giving his quarterback time to throw. And you can see the damage he can do to you when he does have time. A great throw and something you just kind of expect in Tallahassee. A quarterback that can make throws like this.
Looking to throw it on 1st down. Makes the catch downfield. He'll be taken down, but he crosses midfield at the 48. And the Noles hustle to the line to run the hurry up. Looking to throw again. Defense is coming after him. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a 1st down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
He's looking to scramble. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a 1st down.
Nice job of this defense taking away the primary receiver, even the 2nd and 3rd option. But the quarterback's legs are the difference. They almost kept him short, but instead, he gets that 1st down.
1st down, looking to throw the ball. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Well, this defense has been great the entire football game here. They knew they had a lot of pressure on them in the playoffs. They stepped up and played well all game long, and now they get a critical interception here late in this game.
He'll pitch it. And heads out of bounds after a decent gain.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice, solid gain.
2nd down play coming up. And he's got it again. He's stopped, but he gets a 1st down.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do well.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. He fires this throw and is intercepted. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. Not just the pick, but a big return. Sets up the offense in good position.
Wow, a risky call by the offensive coordinator. Playing with the lead in the playoff in the 2nd half, throwing the football. I don't disagree with it, but now you give this defense a chance to create a turnover, and they capitalize here with the pick.
Florida State offense heads back onto the field. They had it going on the last drive, but it ended abruptly with the interception. Let's see what they can do here. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State. We had a short field. The offense did exactly what they're supposed to do. That would have been a big ask for the defense there, Kirk.
Absolutely. But when you're given that kind of field position, anything less than a touchdown would be a disappointment. They did exactly what they needed to do by capitalizing on that short field.
From the shotgun, drops back. And it's intercepted. He stepped in front of that bullet. Pass midfield. At the 30. Inside the 10. And he's going to take it all the way back. It's a big 2. When have you ever seen that before? As the two-point try backfires big time. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. And that kick will just bound into the end zone for a touchback. Ducks offense retakes the field. This drive is important. Last one ended in an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
Well, that's one of those plays that works better against certain defensive looks, but not every defense is the same. They were all over that one. Let's see if they continue to attack to the outside on the perimeter to set something up downfield. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. He'll hand it off. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Well, here we go, Chris. One of the biggest plays of the game. Third down and long with the lead late in the game. Clock is running. I think this is the time you call one of your favorite plays on this third down. At the same time, be very mindful. You cannot turn the football over.
Drops back. Looking to throw for it on third down. He's not going to get the first down. It's fourth down now.
Now, there's just nothing here for the quarterback to do other than throw it to his back and hope that he can get the yards after the catch enough for the first down. But the defense gives some yards, but not enough for him to get to the sticks.
Oh, the ball on the ground. And the coverage team makes the stop on this return.
That is an incredible job by this kickoff coverage team. You don't see many turnovers on kickoffs, but they just gifted their offense with a bonus possession.
They'll try the right here. Finding some room at the 25. They stop him, but it's a first down.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to rely on that offensive line in the running game here to be able to secure a victory. Good call, and just keep working that clock.
It's a first and 10 play. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over in that time.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense. Almost anticipating this play. They're in position to bring him down for a loss.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. Looking for his big tight end. Catch made down the left side. An explosive play. And tackled there by the defense.
Chris, that's another nice pickup through the air. I thought they might be really just out to run the football here with the lead. But instead, they're electing to throw the football. Different routes, quarterbacks in rhythm. Really, it's almost an extension of their passing game.
And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down.
But they continue to play good football up front. A nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead, keep working that clock, trying to advance to that next round of the postseason.
We head now to the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to bleed out the clock and secure this win. first and goal. A late touchdown here would just about secure the victory. And they'll just try to run some clock here, keeping it on the ground. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible.
Just keep churning these yards out. Playing with a lead here late in the football game. At the very least, you're thinking about making this a two-possession game with a field goal. But keep eating that clock.
And he's tackled down at the 4-yard line. Defense getting pushed back. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. And they cut into this lead now on 3rd and goal. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. And they've got him. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible.
Well, they come up short of the goal line, but you still got to consider going for it here. You could try to punch it in or try to be physical from the 2, but I'm sure they got a handful of two-point conversion plays that they could use here to dial it up. Let's see what they decide to go for.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. The sure hands. It's Moore. And a big game before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Well, this offense has a long way to be able to get back and potentially win this game, but they're doing the right things, managing the clock, picking up good yards, and getting out of bounds.
And there's a deep throw with the clock winding down. He's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Knowles. Still no answer for this offense. Kirk, you look for rust, you look for jitters in the opening drive. Not any sign of it for that offense.
You know, the offensive coordinator, when we talked with him this week, he had a feeling that this offense was going to be able to start fast, but I don't even know if he thought they would look this good this early.
And the receiving team has to recover. Looks like the hands team did its job. And the Oregon offense is back out on the field. Suddenly, this is a 3-point game in the 4th quarter. Interesting to see how aggressive they get with play calling. Take it now, but not before he makes the first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
And in 1st down, they go right back to him.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration. Well, that's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically.